There's something in the air on Tyneside, and it's not just the usual preseason buzz. It's a blend of quiet anticipation with that unsettling feeling that something big is about to happen. This isn't about baseless speculation or yet another rumor making the rounds on social media. What's happening behind the scenes at Newcastle United involves strategy, planning, and more than anything, a sense of urgency. Time is ticking, the season opener is fast approaching, and fans are no longer willing to settle for promises. They want action. Over the past few weeks, frustration has been growing among the Magpies faithful. Supporters who follow the club closely know the feeling. Hugo Ekitike's slipped through our fingers, and now even Alexander Isak is being linked with a move away. A string of setbacks like that would shake any club's confidence. But could things finally be shifting? Is this the moment where the club breaks free from the recent stagnation and starts operating behind the scenes with the boldness and precision that won everyone over back in 2022? And by the way, if you're one of those fans who doesn't miss a single development at St. James Park, now's the perfect time to become part of our community. Subscribe to the channel right now. It helps us keep going, and more importantly, it ensures you'll always be the first to know the most reliable and important news about Newcastle. And trust me, what's coming next is huge. Conversations are happening, quietly, but they are. And here's the most intriguing part. We're not talking about recycled names or players from within the Premier League. Newcastle have shifted their focus to the European market, something fans have been calling for over and over. More than that, the board seems to be working with the same ambition we saw at the height of their most strategic era. Quietly, precisely, and surgically, it feels like a new chapter is being written behind the scenes, one that reminds us of the moves that brought Bruno Guimaraes and Sven Botman to the club. Now, we can finally speak more clearly. According to highly respected journalist Gianluca Di Marzio from Sky Italia, Newcastle United are monitoring Atalanta centre-back Giorgio Scalvini very closely. Yes, him, the Italian defender who, despite his age, is already attracting interest from some of Europe's biggest clubs. Reports say Newcastle scouts were recently spotted at Atalanta's 1-0 friendly win over their U23 side, in which Scalvini played the first half. The presence of Toon officials on the ground shows this is more than just passive interest. It's worth noting this isn't a name that came out of nowhere. Newcastle have been tracking Scalvini for some time, even before he suffered a serious ACL injury that kept him out for most of last season. This is clearly a long-term target, not a panic move to plug a gap. The consistency in monitoring shows that the club genuinely believes in the player's potential, reigniting hope that we're once again operating with conviction, not just convenience. According to Di Marzio, no official offer has been made yet, and there's been no direct contact with Atalanta. But the very fact that we've sent representatives to watch him live is a concrete indicator of interest, and that's important, especially since Atalanta are preparing for another Champions League campaign and are unlikely to let him go easily. The asking price, around €60 million, a significant fee, yes, but one that reflects the current market and Scalvini's long-term value. And here's what's really promising. This move could signal Newcastle's return to a more daring and intelligent transfer strategy, just like in 2022. Remember when we signed Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon or Botman from Lille? Those were calculated, well-executed moves that paid off quickly. Scalvini could be the next big piece in that puzzle. That's why more alert fans are already paying close attention. The club being involved in this type of negotiation is a great sign, not only because he's a much-needed addition, but because it shows ambition and proper planning. If you're enjoying this content and want to keep getting updates like this, don't forget subscribing to the channel makes all the difference. That way you won't miss a single move Newcastle make in the market, and you help keep this space alive, focused on delivering you accurate and responsible information. So go on, hit that subscribe button and stay with us. Back to the current situation. Timing is everything. There are less than 3 weeks left before we face Aston Villa, and Eddie Howe has made it clear many times that he prefers having new signings in early, to allow them to settle into the squad and adapt to the style of play. In other words, if we're serious about landing Scalvini, we need to move quickly before other clubs like Manchester United, Spurs or Chelsea swoop in. The latter might already be committed to signing Giorgio, which could actually make our path a bit clearer. Another point worth noting is the symbolic nature of this potential signing. Scalvini wouldn't just be another defender, he would represent a new phase for the club. A phase of rebuilding lost credibility, and most importantly, restoring that feeling fans had not long ago that Newcastle knew exactly what it was doing. And after the disappointment with Ekitike and the looming threat of losing Isak, the fans are crying out for a breath of fresh air, a clear sign that the project is still strong, ambitious, and grounded. In the end, there's still no guarantee that Scalvini will wear black and white this season. But the fact we're back scouting high-level talent in smart, strategic markets shows there might be a shift happening inside St. James Park. And if that shift is real, then yes, we can dream again. By the way, what do you think? Would Scalvini be a good signing? Is he worth €60 million? Or would you prefer a different type of reinforcement at this stage of the window? Let us know in the comments. This space is for you too. and your opinion helps deepen the discussion around our club. And to wrap things up, one final invite: if you enjoy this kind of coverage and want to keep following every move Newcastle make in this window, subscribe to the channel now. It's quick, it's free, and it helps us stay strong, bringing you news from the most trusted sources, like Sky Italia in this case, with full responsibility and honesty. Because what's coming next is big, and you, Newcastle fan, won't want to miss it.